the people's state of the city, all right? I want to give a shout out real loud, to Black Lives Matters over there. They've been, shout out real loud. They've been doing this for over 100 hours. We're going to do it for 135.
I am so glad to have a people's state of the city. We just came from the mayor's state of the city, and it was disappointing to say the least, and not surprising as usual. So it's really awesome that we can speak out about what we are doing here as people to make this city what it needs to be.
All right, we're going to bring up our spokesperson. Luke, come on up here. Tell us what the state of the city is. Come on up here, sir.
By Luke, I think you mean Mayor Hancock, so thank you everyone for coming. I'm really glad I could do the state of the city, the center of town where everyone can come. It's really accessible. So, without further ado, I want to focus on an issue that really hits home with some people, and that's housing, no pun intended. So, a recent controversy broke out, and we, we're not perfect, but we're really leaning in, and I want to apologize. So what happened was, we received $60,000 from the public to bolster homeless services.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Unfortunately, there was an accounting error, and there was an accounting error, and much of that money actually went, and we paid an environmental firm to confiscate, store, and destroy the property of homeless people. Now look, the city government is not perfect. Can someone get this guy out of here? So the city government is not perfect, but I want to maintain that it is an accounting error. We simply did not account for the fact that people would find out. And I can assure you that next time we're going to obscure dubious use of city funds next time.
Didn't that make the paper?
Did make the paper, unfortunately.
Didn't the director of Denver's Road Home have something to say about whether or not it was okay?
Yeah, it was fine. So, speaking of the road home, in 2005, we started a program called Denver's Road Home with the goal to end homelessness by 2015. Now look, we're not perfect. We've almost achieved our goal. That's why I'm really excited to introduce a new program called Denver's Road to Nowhere. And this program makes the A-line free. I'm really proud of the A-line, and it makes the A-line free.
Woo! What?
For anyone making under a certain level of income, on one condition. Once you get to DIA, you board a plane, never return. Denver's Road to Nowhere. Speaking of public transportation, we've decided to really essentially eliminate the bus service. This is due to the fact that last year a lot of people were raising hullabaloo that it was too expensive. We hiked the fares last spring, and people were upset. And I was really thinking hard. Look, if there's no bus service to pay for, you're not going to pay for it, right? So you're going to save a little money that way. And I was thinking maybe replacing every bus with one of those little bike bar pedaling things. You know what I'm talking about? You see downtown? So every bus is going to become a bar on a bike. Yeah, for real. And the reason is that tourists love that sort of thing. Right?
Craft beer.
There's craft beer. There's going to be a lot of fun. It's sustainable, so we're going to hop on board that. It's one of the many attractions, including some museums. There's actually a museum exhibit at Colorado History Center called Relics of Denver's Past. It's going to be gold mining stuff, a set from the 1980s film Dynasty, and then also communities with low-income housing. I'm really excited to see that unfold. So anyway, it's clear that we're doing the best we can to make the city accessible to...
What do you mean, there are poor people in Denver?
We're making this city accessible as possible to as many different types of people here. So whether you make $100 grand, $200 grand, or $300 grand a year, we're going to find a place for you. Thank you.
get on me. Feel some camaraderie. It's up to passion. Honor in the fam, still here, basic commodities. Basic part of me. The last that I heard, where the Bond, Sean Connery. This is all me, a blue bikini. Here at my face off. If you don't want to see me, Houdini. Time to activate the beanie. Keep the hits coming and hit something with meaning. The income is limited, but we still get it in and remain dissident. The replay is imminent. 5 pieces dissident. Donkey, feminist who ain't saying nothing new. Just rock me, synonym. Won't front like all is good on the home front. Seems like every day a condominium goes up. Fixing to relax, sipping on the chamomile. Gotta quit tripping on banana pills. We gotta quit tripping on banana pills. Gotta quit tripping on banana pills. Buffalo rum stuff I call home. It's about a stone's throw away from my own. I'm in my cortisone zone, riding around the city in my chromosome chrome. Just about my 44th long. Now the money won't flow, and the shorty won't phone. Tomorrow's just another day, honey, don't go. Honey, don't go. Tomorrow's just another day, honey, don't go. Shout out to CCDC for being here. This song's about being crippled. This is for Ed. Ed. No matter where I go, all eyes on me. Everyone stop what you're doing. The humans moving. Ooh, when I breathe. One in many thousands, yeah, that's who I feed. Now I need the whole room to freeze. Their God blessing me, but I didn't even sneeze. Only needs question and excessively. Wanna know my life expectancy? Like it doesn't get to me. Get a hysterectomy. Life worth living. I don't watch TV, that shit sounds like a gimmick. Little people living in a big world. Successful married couple that have kids, girl. Let me guess, they eat dinner too. My breath ain't nothing but an interview. That's not what I did or what I didn't do. I learned to exploit all this shit when I was introduced to the game. Born in the late medical death, the brain and body weren't identical yet. We made a hell of a bet, a hypothetical mess, and now it gives no fucks and it's incredible. Yes, I'm still tangled up in the mic cable and not able to eat at high tables and live life stable. I've been all your right labels, but didn't get catcalled and ain't complaining at all. They're like, Taylor, you talk too much, shut up, you walk too much. Or is the text still the same? I'm like, nah, boo, hush. Give me some confidence and now I got too much. The inspirational porn star. All my cute wheelchair costs as much as your sports car. Look, we got enough problems, no need for you to call a cop who can't solve one. A chance is easy to get a job. Taking pictures Santa in the middle of the mall. Unless you're good at tagging groceries or pushing carts through the snow breeze. Good things for goodwill, please. Every time I go to a show, I can't see shit, but I park front row. But I don't ask for no pity. So Caleb, why you rapping so shitty? There's a stairway to heaven, huh? So tell me how the hell we gonna get in? Well, Lord knows where I'm heading. It's hard out here for a gym. There's a stairway to heaven. So tell me how the hell we gonna get in? Well, Lord knows where I'm heading. It's hard out here for a gym. 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 Thanks for having me. Thanks for being out here today. This is super awesome. Appreciate it.
You're up for Dre from 9 to 5. We're going to talk to you about housing.
Hey everybody, my name is Andrea Chiriola Flor, or Dre from 9 to 5 Colorado. I'm here today in part because we're a member of People Rising Against Poverty, a coalition of a bunch of different grassroots organizations that work on housing issues, including Denver Homeless Out Loud. This is the table where we support each other's efforts to change policies that prevent gentrification and homelessness and change the way our society thinks and acts
around issues of poverty and homelessness. So to address what the mayor and city spoke about today, I'm assuming, I have not heard everything they've said, but yes, we do need $150 million invested in affordable housing, and we need a whole lot more. And we as community members know what the best solutions are because we are the ones that are impacted by these policies. Sweeping homeless people off the streets is not a solution. Police brutality is not a solution. Decreasing public housing is not a solution. So many of our communities are already underserved, and taking away the little people have to make room for development is not the answer. We need tiny homes. We need land trusts. We need police accountability. We need actual affordable housing and transit, and housing that doesn't gentrify our neighborhoods. We need renters' rights. In the state of Colorado, rent control is illegal, and landlords do not have to justify a reason to evict people. According to Colorado Affordable Legal Services, there were 35,000 evictions in 2014 in 5 of our 7 counties. Evictions can stay on your record for about 7 years, which creates a huge barrier to actually find housing. Landlords can legally discriminate based on source of income, so people can be turned away for having housing vouchers or get public assistance or even get their money from child support. They can be turned away for all those reasons. There are no caps on application costs, so landlords are charging $50, $75, even up to $145 I've seen for one application. By the time people actually get into housing, if they are that lucky, they are already out hundreds and hundreds of dollars. These are real problems and real solutions, although many of these solutions we have already shared with the city and others. And we really can't help but notice a very strong mentality coming from the city that we don't know what's best for ourselves. For example, at the Denver Affordable Housing Summit, our grassroots groups were not directly invited to the table. Tickets were $50 each. Only 5 scholarships were given out for 500 participants. And the sponsors of the event were big banks that in many ways contributed to the housing crisis. Somehow the people up here, who are disconnected, who live comfortable in their own homes, who don't have to worry about where they're going to sleep or what they're going to eat or if they should pay for their bus fare or medication, know better. Somehow they know better than what we know for what's best for us. I brought some of our booklets we made for the Denver Affordable Housing Summit with the solutions we know we need for our communities. And we also know that this is not just a Denver problem. At the Right to Rest hearing, the ACLU mentioned that what appears to be a competition between cities to have the strongest camping ban laws to force people experiencing homelessness to move along and move along and move along and move along out of all of the cities. In the past several years, Denver residents have been outpriced and have had to move to Aurora and other cities, but now they're being outpriced from those cities as well. So although today is about the state of the city of Denver, I'm also here to share briefly what is happening in a mobile home park in Aurora, because we know that many of our cities in this region and the decisions Denver makes greatly impact surrounding cities. Denver Meadows Mobile Home Park in Aurora is just one example. Right now, the city is in the process of deciding whether or not to change the zone from mobile home to transit-oriented development, meaning high-rise buildings, businesses, all those kinds of things. So about 100 families would be displaced, mostly people of color, in a city that has a 0% vacancy rate right now. These families deserve to benefit from the light rail and the Fitzsimmons development and being next to the highway and being near all of these new developments and services that are taking place. They deserve it just as much as anyone else. Instead of preserving one of the few alternatives for affordable housing that is not publicly subsidized, these critical sources of housing are being shut down park by park. This has to stop. You are all invited to support these residents tonight at the Aurora Municipal Center for the City Council meeting at 7:30. Displacement is violence. Gentrification is violence. The sweeps are violence. Underserving communities is violence. Systemic racism is violence. So again, a question that has been brought over and over and over again that seems to haunt all of us is, who are you building for, Denver? Who are you building for, Aurora? Who are you building for, Commerce City? Who are you building for, Westminster? If you want our trust, and if you want the endorsement of our communities, work with us, not against us. Thank you.